Just treat me like a drug dealer. Tell me what you like. Know we tryna make it through the night. I really, really fuck with you. Tell me what you like. Let me know, I hope the price is right. I already fuck with you. Bring this one up higher. Yeah, I already know my shit is fire. I've been tryna lay with you. I'm working all day. Hard to mix that with no play. Just treat me like a drug dealer. On them late nights for your love, yeah, yeah. It's the right price for your love, yeah, yeah. Ain't no secret when I meet up with you. I'm just tryna smoke in the club with you. Call me late nights on the floor, yeah, yeah. Fuck around and beat on the jug for you. I just wanna be only one you need when you really think. Treat me like a drug dealer. Tell me what you like. Know we tryna make it through the night. I really, really fuck with you. Tell me what you like. Let me know, I hope the price is right. I already fuck with you. Bring this one up higher. Yeah, I already know my shit is fire. I've been tryna lay with you. I'm working all day. Hard to mix that with no play. Just treat me like a drug dealer. Text me when you say. When I take the body, baby, I'll be on the way, yeah. On my way. First it was on me. I was sold by the gram, so I'm carrying it away, yeah. Ain't gotta wait, let me be your supplier. Top 30 to me, I'ma tap it like a wire, yeah. Just like the wire, push it round the clock. Put it in the pop like I'm selling rocks. Treat me like a drug dealer. Tell me what you like. Know we tryna make it through the night. I really, really fuck with you. Tell me what you like. Let me know, I hope the price is right. I already fuck with you. Bring this one up higher. Yeah, I already know my shit is fire. I've been tryna lay with you. I'm working all day. Hard to mix that with no play. Just treat me like a drug dealer.
Very hot.
Just treat me like a drug dealer.
Hi, welcome to So Good the Podcast. I'm Katie. Let's get the show started. So before the show gets started, I want to say that my thoughts and prayers goes out to everyone that's providing for their loved ones and or lost a loved one. Tragedies are still taking place every hour, every second, every day, every moment. It's always something that's taking place. It was a tragedy, I believe, in Jacksonville, Florida. Well, it's tragedy everywhere, to be honest with you. But that particular one, when innocent people were shot at a Dollar General, I believe. 3 people of color. I've heard the shooter allow other people to leave, but they didn't get the opportunity to leave. So my thoughts and prayers goes out to their loved ones and family members. Moving forward, those who I have spoken to, I'm not going to name any names. It's really no need. You know exactly who you are. I would say this: every decision that you make has a consequence. If it's good and or bad, it's up to you. People say they don't have no choice. You always have a choice. Always. And yeah, as you know, I just want to, it's not a threat, it's just more so a promise that every decision that you make has a consequence, just like pros and cons. And just hopefully that you make the right one. But moving forward, today this show is brought to you by Wider Circles. They are been in communities trying to help lift the communities. Today I was a guest. I appreciate the hospitality. I was in a health section, mental health section. They allow everyone to speak their piece contingent to how they can help in the community and what needed to be added. and I sat and listened and spoke a few words and our thoughts on how things can be done. I'm looking forward to seeing the transition in the communities, because the youth is dying out here, and it's a sad thing, a tragic thing. Parents do not really know what to do. If the parents don't know what to do, it was spoke on helping the kids, and if you help the kids, you will actually help the parents. Each one teach one. So in the very, very near future, look out for events and courses for the youth. This particular location is Ward 8 Hub. The address is 400 Atlantic Street, Southeast. Phone number is 202-891-7894. Email ward8hub@wildercircle.org. Tell them KD sent you. So moving forward, I've seen a few things surface via social media, on my radar. Possibly they are implementing like a 15-minute control in the city near you. I'm also hearing that possibly there's another, some people might say pandemic, some people might say plandemic. So I won't be surprised. Been speaking on a lot of matters that's taking place in the world and corporate America. I wouldn't be surprised if the world shut down. The question would be, for how long this time? The very first one maybe lasted, I believe, a year and a half, 2 years, maybe longer. It's still actually taking place at this very second that I'm speaking with you all. So that's where I will start. So what's on my radar today? President Biden. Yeah, politics, right? But at the end, this is what needs to be said. If you're not aware of it, the president is announced a plan for a new COVID vaccine and potentially mandate for all. Mandate for all. Just take away our rights, right? But at the end of the day, I won't take mine. But at the end, in a recent announcement, President Biden revealed an intention to request additional funding from Congress for the development of a new COVID vaccine. The decision comes as concern rise over in the COVID case and emergence of a new variant around here. The president's statement also included a potential requirement for everyone, regardless of prior vaccination status, to take the new vaccine. Say that again. The president who was it says vaccinating in the Lake Tahoe area responded to a reporter question regarding the COVID situation. He affirmed, yes, I can. I signed off this morning on a proposal we have to present to the Congress requesting for additional funding for a new vaccine that is necessary, that works. President Biden further mentioned that there is a tentative recommendation for everyone to receive the vaccine, regardless of their previous vaccination history. Interestingly, the $40 billion funding request presented to Congress, I believe back in August 11th, he didn't mention COVID-19 funding. Instead of it focused on a various allocation, including resource from Ukraine U.S. Federal Disaster Fund and an effort to enhance enforcement along the U.S.-Mexico border to counter the flow of the fentanyl. This move echoes the Biden administration's pass to combat the virus back in 2022. The administration sought $9.8 $1.25 billion for COVID-19 response effort. However, this request was met with resistance from the Congress and lawmakers. Scientists and health officials are already anticipating the need for update COVID-19 vaccine due to the ever-evolving nature of the virus. They are working on developing a new vaccine that targets a specific, Omicron strain known as the XBB 1.5. This stands in contrast to the correct combination shot that blend the original coronavirus strain for prevent the Omicron variant from the previous years. There's a lot of information on this stuff. Come next month, the rollout of an annual fall COVID shot is anticipated. Companies such as Pfizer and a few other entities in corporate America are actively developing a dose, which I just stated, the XBB update. However, the process involves multiple steps, including approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and a recommendation from the U.S. Centers for the Disease Controls and Prevention, the CDC, for proper usage. President Biden's decision to request additional funding and focus on developing a new vaccine underscores the ongoing efforts to manage the pandemic. It's worth nothing that this announcement comes nearly a year after the president initially declared the COVID-19 pandemic to be over in September 2022, with the acknowledgement that works on the issue was still ongoing. I bet it still is going ongoing. Okay. I say health is wealth. If you take care of yourself or just believe in God, everything will be okay. But at the end of the day, it's a lot that's going on in the world today. A lot of games being played, a lot of things being said. People are fearful for their life, their health, their loved ones, and they just believing to do what's best for them and protect those who are around them. I just tell people, just do their research. Just do their homework. People are entertained by what they're entertained by, rightfully so. However you want to be identified is okay. But at the end of the day, some people are saying, do your homework. People don't like doing their homework. But to each his own. They're going to have another pandemic. What are people going to do? There are things being done contingent to lack of jobs. Well, I talk about this like every week. There's always something with that. They shut the world down again. What are people going to do? Well, I don't like to guess, but my professional opinion, based off of the first one, people are so fearful of not moving or just hugging each other or just being around one another. I believe people may not listen, just go around. So, there will be policies and or possibly laws that will be passed if you don't cooperate. And I'm just wondering what the people would do. Would the people fight back? Or would it just continue to allow these things to just take place right in front of their face? Okay, so moving on. Speaking on the jobs. Let me backtrack. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to speak on that quite yet, but that's information that's coming around. Okay, so let me stick with this COVID situation that's taking place. The Pentagon. The Pentagon has officially warned a new pandemic and other bio threats. It's like all these threats, this is taking place. They got this coming out, this new vaccine, this new COVID, this. The same Pentagon official recently highlighted the need for the United States to focus on increasing biological threats after the COVID-19 pandemic. Rosenblum, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Nuclear Chemicals and biological defense programs recently noted that the United States is facing a rapidly increasing number of threats across the globe, including those posed by the competitors, non-state actors, and naturally occurring pandemics that require integrated focus by the Department of Defense. The Pentagon released its first biodefense review earlier this month, which outlines how the Department of Defense can make change to effectively guard against bio threats from now until 2035. According to the Department of Defense, the biodefense review was ordered by the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd J. Austin III, in a 2021 memo that unveiled the department's vision for the biodefense. The biodefense partial review emphasizes the need for early warning protocols and the proper understanding of the new biological threat, preparing the military to respond to the threats, improving the Defense Department collaboration to strengthen the Americans' biodefense, and the impact of the bio threats on the department mission. We are at a pivotal point in the bio defense. This is a Rosenblum statement. We must maintain our momentum to prepare for any number of complex potential biological threats. According to the Department of Defense, the biodefense review forms are also in line with a national defense strategy priorities such as defending the United States against the threat of China, establishing a resilient joint force, and deterring an environment of attacks against the United States and its allies. The bio defense review was built on the foundation laid out in the National Defense Strategy along with the National Bio Defense Strategy, but it was also greatly informed by a number of lessons learned from the COVID-19 response, Rosenblum said. So from potentially, this is crazy, having control over the cities, your city, my city. I'm seeing mandates as far as masks and things in that nature, and now they're saying that they're trying to get funded, for a better vaccine. Wake up, people. I know. The first time it came around, the summer came around, and everyone couldn't wait to get back outside. The sun actually helps you. Now that it's coming into the fall and the winter. Sun. Okay, we back here. See. Speaking on truth, the truth don't need no company. So things are altering with okay, don't worry about it. We're going to continue with this broadcasting. So people need to wake up. At the end of the day, this is the norm. What don't exist anymore. This is the norm. And if you continue to act out as in normal fashion, you will continue to be lost. They messing with my connection right now and giving you the word. You will be lost again. So you have to be mindful that just do your homework and things that's being done in the world today. It's right in front of you, and if you continue to just ignore it, it's gonna be right at your front doorstep. Okay, so moving forward. Now I'm gonna speak on diet. Well, America, the diet, right? So health is wealth. So these items and or products that are being purchased, like cereal, frozen food, is linked to heart attack and stroke risk. Yes, cereal and frozen food. Study: a large portion of American diet is is made up of these unhealthy foods. Eating a diet rich in processed food increases a person's risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. 2 new studies suggested. A team from the British Heart Foundation, who represented their studies this week at a European Society Cardiology Congress in Amsterdam, found that the ultra-processed food raised risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. Processed food is often high in sodium and sugar. Frozen pizza, cereal, biscuits are among some processed food. Author warned against eating them because they are low in nutritional content compared to most natural fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Research published earlier this year found that up to 73% of the average American diet is made up of these processed food. The first study which followed 10,000 women for 15 years showed that those with the highest processed food were 39% more likely to have a high blood pressure than those with the lowest processed foods. The second study, which had a variety of analysts of 10 studies, followed over 325,000 men and women, and it showed that people with processed food had a likelihood of 24% heart attack, strokes. This is what they reported. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that eating unhealthy food can lead to weight gain, higher cancer risk, and even diabetes. What did I say? Diabeticals. Cancer risk and linked to consuming processed food. The CDC said, according to another study, a 10% raise in ultra-processed food consumption and daily calories intake was associated with a 6% increased risk of heart disease. Those with UPF making up less than 15% of their diet were least at risk. Okay, so health as well. I speak about a lot of products that aren't good for you, that are being taken off the shelf because it was never good for you. Most of us grew up with these products in our household, and as kids, you pretty much what was on the table and or what was served to you, you had to eat because that's what we had to eat. Now that my peers or people of age should know better. Now, people that enjoy eating food, they eat what they like or love, but the things that are actually good for you don't taste good. So if you continue to just keep feeding your flesh, only just make yourself feel good, but you're not actually going to feel good in the long run. Okay, so moving forward, when we get into the jobs that people continue to depend on in corporate America, to each his own. Everyone can't be a boss and or be a CEO. That's understandable. But you do have companies and or entities in corporate America or institutions that treat you how you need to be treated, pay you what you're worth, rather than keep feeding you breadcrumbs. Okay, so Chipotle. Yes, Chipotle is on my radar. Chipotle has been fined $322,400 for violating D.C. child labor laws. Damn, they working these kids like that, and they not paying. Okay, Attorney General announced on Monday, Brian, that Chipotle will pay the district, which I just stated, $322,400 for violating D.C. child labor laws. I believe his name is Schwab. Said that the Chipotle restaurant in the district failed to abide by laws cap on the number of hours and minor is allowed to work. Chipotle operates 20 restaurants in D.C. They will be required to adopt a new comprehensive workplace compliance plan. It should have been okay. The Office of the Attorney General began investigating Chipotle's in May of 2022 after reports of Chipotle violating child labor laws in other states. Not just DC. It's just business practice in corporate America. Guys don't. Okay. Workplace compliance plan, including the following requirements. Minors may not work after 10 p.m. more than 8 hours in one day, more than 48 hours in 1 week, or work more than 6 consecutive days in a week. These people like crazy, bro. People gotta get to the money, but hope you get to the right money. Okay, so apprentices, the general manager must receive documented training on DC child labor laws within 6 months of their hire or promotion. Managers must provide minors with a copy of the DC child and labor policy. SWAT released the following statement regarding the resolution. Our investigation examined whether Chipotle violated laws intended to protect our children, and today's outcome continues the Office of the Attorney General proven track record of enforcing DC labor protection to fullest extent of the law. We will put this settlement to good use by helping connect district youth with apprenticeships and workforce training opportunities. So I'm not sure exactly how long Chipotle's been around. I don't think it's been that long that they of their existence, and they already being investigated and they have to pay people. So Chipotle, all these big time corporate entities in corporate America shutting down or downgrading the infrastructure, and people just being without jobs. You got people that's been away from the office, been home since the pandemic, and now they're being asked to come back to office. Most people won't go back. And you have some companies saying that if you don't come back to the office, you might be fired. So moving forward with that, Rite. Yes, Rite is on my radar. Give me a second. Rite. Yes. Excuse me. Yes, Rite prepares for bankruptcy, filing store closing amid opioid lawsuits. Stock fell more than 50% Friday after the Wall Street Journal reported that the retail pharmacy is preparing to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as it faces mounting costs related to opioids lawsuits. A source familiar with the matter confirmed to Yahoo Finance that bankruptcy planning is underway, with parts of that plan likely to include shutting down more than 400 stores. So you got Rite Aid and what's all these other entities of the farm of medicine that they've been providing this product for these communities. They close it down. They close it down for a reason. My question is, well, that medicine good for the people? Asked about the bankruptcy preparation on. Sorry about that. On Friday, the Rite Aid said that we do not comment on rumors and speculations. Okay, that's fine. Over the past year, the company's stocks had lost 90% of its value. The company's market cap as of Friday stood at $41 million. This is from the Yahoo Finance data showed. Rite Aid said we have closed 239 stores since 2021. Like all retail businesses, regulate and review each of our locations to ensure we are meeting the needs of our customers and communities and the overall business. In 2022, the company closed a plan of 145 stores, with more expected this year. In the latest quarter ended June 3rd, Rite Aid closed 27 stores. As of June 3rd, it operated 2,284 pharmacy locations. The preparation come after the company was sued by the U.S. government in April over its failure to detect what what the Department of Justice called red flags around this filing of prescriptions for opioids and other painkillers. Rite Aid facing thousands of give me a sec. Rite Aid is facing thousands of state and federal lawsuits allegedly it oversupplied prescription painkillers, and in March, the Department of Justice filed a civil suit accusing the chain of violating federal law by filing hundreds of thousands of prescriptions, despite red flags including they were unlawful. The Chapter 11 filing will cover Rite Aid's more than $3.3 billion debt load and the legal challenges. According to the Wall Street Journal, it would allow the company to pause all its legal proceedings. The bankruptcy filing will allow Rite Aid to press pause on all of its legal proceedings and potentially resolve them in a single forum. Rite Aid is formerly headquarters in Camp Hill, moved its headquarters to Philadelphia last year. It operates more than 2,330 stores in the United States. Health is wealth. Now, I understand that people listen to their doctor. You should listen to your doctor. You should listen to everyone that speaks to you, but you also should do your own homework. Health is wealth. You have so many different things that you can do with home remedies and just natural herbs to cure pretty much whatever illness that you have. You know, that's why God placed the things on earth. You know, they say the land to cure you. It's natural. Okay, moving forward. Yeah, this here was, you know, I don't know, it was on my radar. I just don't understand, but I do understand. So I said I'd just speak on and see how you all feel about this. So it was a Navy SEAL, a former Navy SEAL. Allegedly, they said that he killed Bin Laden. He was arrested in Texas. And they getting heroes and everybody, supposedly guys that supposedly did this, and they are heroes. Back then, that's when they've been trying to get Bin Laden for a long time. Okay, so the former Navy SEAL who claimed he was the one responsible for Osama bin Laden's death in 2011 was arrested in Texas this week for public intoxication and assault. Robert O'Neill was arrested on Wednesday while visiting from Tennessee to record a podcast at a local cigar lounge. In 2014, O'Neill claimed that his gunshot were the shots that slain bin Laden, but his status of after the military retirement in 2012 and 2016, he received charges in which were later dropped related to a DUI, and he caused a disturbance during a fight in the 2020 for refusing to wear a mask. The COVID-19 pandemic. O'Neill was released Wednesday after posting a $3,500 bond. Now, you know, no one's above the law. You know, it should not be above the law. The law is what the law is, and you have to abide by them. Like I stated earlier in the show, every decision has a consequence, if it's good and or bad. But it's up to you with the decision that you make. You know, from there, it's pretty much out of your hands, you know. So moving forward, this here, you know, last but not least, this one here is very interesting. It's on my radar, so if it's on my radar, I'm speaking on it. A lot of people are learning about this particular topic long overdue to know about these things, because it can affect yourself and everyone around you, your loved ones, and how you make your decisions based off of your finances or financial literacy or their lack of. Credit repair. Yes, credit repair. The credit repair giant agreed to a multi-billion-dollar settlement for charging consumers with illegal fees. That's why I say people do your own research and on homework. You have people out here that are really trying to help you, that can help you, been helping people in the communities, like So Gifted and Monumental Music Group and EUSE. We've been helping a lot of people in our communities and our entities in corporate America today at this in real time. So some of the nation's largest credit repair companies, including Lexington Law and CreditRepair.com, will be banned from telemarketing credit repair services for the next 10 years under a settlement reached with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. These credit repair giants use fake real estate and rent to own opportunities to illegally bait people, pad their pockets with billions in fees, said the CFPB director, Hewitt Chopra, in a August 28 news release announcing the proposed settlement. The deal, is given final approval, would impose a $2.7 billion judgment and more than $64 million in civil penalties. Earlier this year, in a lawsuit filed by the CFPB, a federal judge in Utah ruled the companies illegally collecting fees through telemarketing before their services were completed. The companies were accused of luring customers with ads from loans or rent to own homes, then telling them they could get better opportunities if they improve their credit. Okay. This scam is another sign that we must do more to fix the credit reporting and scoring system in our country. In March, the federal judge ruled that the companies have violated the telemarketing sale rule, which prohibited credit repair companies from collecting payments until 6 months after documenting for a customer that they have delivered the promised results. The companies filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after the court's ruling, resulting in the shutdown of about 80% of their businesses, as well as about 900 layoffs, according to the CFPB. The debt relief companies once had more than 4 million customers. This is by the Bureau. This is what they said. So, doesn't matter what brand, what big time company, corporations, it seems as though that they've been stealing the people money. People, you should be tired, because if you are doing what's best for you and your loved ones and trying to make ends meet, why are you guys still paying them? Why are you guys still supporting them when they don't care nothing about you or your loved ones? And you have people out here that really do want what's best for you. They really want what's best for you. Now, how can I say this? I don't watch too many movies unless it's help with perspective and or concepts and things of that nature, or just have my interest. So my best movie is The Matrix, the first one. The action is good. The action is cool. It's all about the concept. You had the underworld and you had the Matrix. You had way more people in the Matrix, and then the people in the underworld with the One and Morpheus and Trinity and all them. They was trying to help those who were in the Matrix, release them, open their minds. Well, that's what Morpheus did for Neo, the One. He had to convince him, and he finally got him, and then he ended up being the one to help. Okay, I believe most of you all have seen The Matrix. That's what's taking place today. So a lot of people in The Matrix. Some people like The Matrix. I believe that was the first one. I can't recall the gentleman name in The Matrix. He was already underground. They got him from out the Matrix and he came underground. He was tired of the food that they was eating underground. So he said he wanted steak. But he knew the steak that he was eating in the Matrix wasn't real. Now, every week I'm going to give you the information. It's up to you to use it. To each his own. You can do whatever you want. But in the long run, I hope you make the right decision. Hi, I'm KD. Let's go get the podcast. See you later.